Have you ever caught yourself standing at the edge of a decision, feeling the weight of uncertainty, paralyzed by the fear of failing? That hesitation, that "what if I'm not enough?" is something almost every person carries, quietly, in the shadow of their ambitions. But I want to tell you something that history has taught me, something I've discovered through struggles, missteps, and moments when the stakes could not have been higher. The true loss is not in failing, but in not acting at all. Every time you let fear dictate your choice, you deny yourself the chance to grow, to learn, and to achieve what you are capable of. Imagine a life where hesitation never robs you of your opportunities, where every step forward, no matter how uncertain, becomes a testament to your courage. This video is for you, for the moments when you wonder if trying is worth it, and for the times you need to remember that action, despite fear, is where strength is born. If you feel this message, I invite you to subscribe and engage with this reflection. Not because it is a formality, but because choosing to immerse yourself in growth is itself an act of courage. And by joining this community, you affirm your commitment to taking the chances that matter. Stay with me until the end, because by the time we finish, you will see your fears differently, not as chains that hold you back, but as signals that an opportunity awaits. Remember this as we begin. The life you lead is shaped less by the failures you endure than by the chances you dare to take. I want you to understand something crucial. Fear is a companion to ambition, not its enemy. It whispers that you might fail, that the path is too uncertain, that the effort is too great. I have felt that same fear, standing at moments where the wrong choice could cost everything, yet I discovered a principle that has guided me through the most daunting challenges. Action is the antidote to fear. Every time you take a step forward, no matter how small, you assert your will over hesitation and doubt. Consider for a moment the opportunities you have let slip, simply because the outcome was uncertain. Imagine what your life could have been if you had dared to act, if you had chosen courage instead of comfort. I am here to tell you that the power to change your course, to seize possibilities, and to build a life of significance lies not in waiting for fear to vanish, but in moving forward while it is present. You are stronger than the anxieties that grip your mind. You are capable of more than the doubts that linger in your heart. There is a subtle truth that those who achieve meaningful results understand. Failure is rarely the end. It is a guide. When I faced political setbacks, public criticism, and personal loss, I realized that each misstep provided insight that refined my decisions and strengthened my resolve. You too can see failure not as a verdict on your worth, but as a lesson on your path to mastery. The only true regret arises when you refuse to act, when you allow fear to dictate inaction, and when you deny yourself the chance to learn, grow, and create impact. Ask yourself now, which is more costly, taking a chance and stumbling, or never trying at all? Every opportunity you hesitate to seize carries within it a hidden lesson, a chance to stretch your capacity, and a step toward the life you aspire to lead. Action also requires trust in yourself, in your capacity to respond, and in the strength that resides quietly within you. I have learned that hesitation often masquerades as prudence, yet it is often fear in disguise. By choosing to act deliberately, thoughtfully, and with courage, you reaffirm your own authority over your life. Each time you face a risk, each time you dare to step into uncertainty, you build a reserve of confidence that prepares you for challenges yet to come. Life is a series of decisions, and every action, whether it succeeds or falters, leaves you stronger, wiser, and more resilient than before. Do not underestimate the power of beginning, for the simple act of trying is where progress is born, where mastery begins, and where fear loses its dominion over your potential. Finally, remember this: the world does not measure you solely by your victories, but by your willingness to engage, to try, and to persevere despite fear. The life you dream of, fulfilling, meaningful, and rich in purpose, is shaped by the choices you make today. Choose action. Choose courage. Choose to meet the unknown with resolve, knowing that every step forward, no matter the outcome, strengthens the indomitable will that defines you. The chance you take today is the foundation for the triumphs you experience tomorrow, and the only failure that truly matters is the one you allow by not trying at all. Doubt is a silent, persistent companion in the life of anyone striving for growth. It creeps in as you stand before a decision, whispering that you are not ready, that the outcome may be worse than you imagine, or that your efforts are meaningless. I have known those whispers intimately, moments when the burden of responsibility and the fear of misstep threatened to immobilize me entirely. Yet, I learned that the antidote to doubt is deliberate action. Each time you take a step forward, each time you engage despite uncertainty, you not only test the limits of your ability, but you also prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Confidence does not arrive fully formed. It emerges from the accumulation of small victories, the quiet acts of courage, and the willingness to confront the unknown. You too can cultivate this confidence, and it begins with the simple choice to act rather than retreat. Ask yourself, what opportunities have passed because you doubted your own strength, because you feared the judgment of others, or because you overestimated the risk of failure? The truth is, every chance you hesitate to take is a chance lost forever. Life does not wait for perfect timing, nor does it guarantee certainty. The very nature of meaningful action is that it carries risk, and yet it is precisely in taking that risk that growth, achievement, and mastery are born. I have faced decisions that could have changed the course of history, moments where hesitation would have meant regret, and yet by trusting my judgment and moving forward, I discovered that even missteps teach invaluable lessons. Every time you act, you acquire knowledge, resilience, and a deeper understanding of your own capacities. Consider the countless times you have looked back and realize that inaction cost you more than any failure ever could. Do not allow fear or doubt to dictate your life. Allow deliberate, courageous action to define it instead. Confidence is not arrogance. It is the quiet assurance that you can navigate uncertainty, that you can endure setbacks, and that you can respond to challenge with wisdom and resolve. By embracing action as your ally, you reinforce this confidence each time you face fear and proceed anyway. Your life is shaped not by the moments when everything goes smoothly, but by how you respond when obstacles arise, when the path is unclear, or when you feel most vulnerable. I urge you to recognize that the very act of trying, of stepping forward despite doubt, is a declaration of your strength and a testament to the indomitable will that resides within you. Each effort, each attempt, no matter the outcome, builds momentum, fortifies your resilience, and expands the horizon of what you can achieve. So I challenge you to confront your doubts directly, name them, understand them, and then choose action anyway. The first step may be small, a conversation you have avoided, a decision you have postponed, a pursuit you have hesitated to begin, but each step reinforces your capacity to act in the face of fear. Remember that the only true failure is the failure to try, and that life rewards those who are willing to engage, to risk, and to move forward. The opportunities before you are waiting for someone brave enough to seize them. That someone is you. By taking deliberate, thoughtful action now, you strengthen your will, build your confidence, and open the door to possibilities that doubt could never have revealed. Life has a way of testing us, not to punish, but to reveal the depth of our resolve. There will be moments when plans fall apart, when people disappoint you, or when circumstances shift in ways you cannot control. These setbacks may feel overwhelming, but I want you to see them not as endings, but as invitations to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. I have faced immense opposition, public failure, and personal loss, and yet I learned that every setback carries within it a lesson, a hidden path forward, and an opportunity to refine the decisions you make and the character you build. Imagine if you began to see difficulties not as obstacles that hold you back, but as stepping stones that elevate you toward the person you are capable of becoming. Each challenge is a mirror reflecting not your weaknesses, but the untapped potential that lies within you, waiting to be awakened by the courage to act. When you encounter failure, the first step is to pause and reflect, rather than react with frustration or regret. Ask yourself, what can this experience teach me? What insight does it offer about my approach, my mindset, or my actions? I have learned that some of my most valuable lessons came not from success, but from moments of difficulty when the outcome was uncertain and the stakes were high. These are the moments that shape your character, revealing the depth of your persistence, the clarity of your judgment, and the resilience of your will. You may not control the circumstances, but you always control your response. By approaching setbacks with reflection and purpose, you transform what might have been a source of despair into a wellspring of growth and opportunity. Moreover, setbacks teach patience and perseverance. The world often measures success by the visible results, yet true mastery is cultivated in the quiet struggle, in the repeated efforts, and in the refusal to surrender when progress seems slow or invisible. Each time you endure difficulty, without giving in to discouragement, you strengthen the mental and emotional muscles that will carry you through future challenges. Imagine the sense of confidence and composure you will cultivate when you realize that no matter what happens, you are capable of adapting, learning, and moving forward. Life's trials are not permanent judgments. They are temporary tests of your ability to apply your will, make thoughtful choices, and maintain hope in the face of uncertainty. Finally, remember that your setbacks do not define you. Your response does. By choosing to extract lessons, by taking deliberate action despite failure, and by maintaining focus on your larger purpose, you turn each obstacle into an opportunity to demonstrate courage, resilience, and ingenuity. You may stumble, you may falter, and you may even fail in ways that feel significant. But each experience contributes to the development of a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. I encourage you to see every challenge as a chance to practice the indomitable will that resides within you, to reaffirm your confidence and to move forward with determination. The life you desire is not reserved for those who avoid failure, but for those who embrace action, learn from setbacks, and persist with unwavering courage. There comes a time in everyone's life when hesitation is no longer an option, when the moment demands clarity, courage, and decisive action. I have faced such moments, decisions that could shape not only my life, but the lives of countless others, and I discovered a profound truth. Boldness, tempered by reflection, is a mark of strength, not recklessness. Every choice you delay, every opportunity you let slip through your fingers because you are unsure of the outcome, is a missed chance to grow, to learn, and to build the life you desire. The fear of failure is natural, yet it must never dictate your course. You are stronger than you realize, and your capacity to act with conviction is far greater than your doubts suggest. Ask yourself, what would happen if you trusted your judgment, embraced the discomfort of uncertainty, and moved forward with deliberate confidence? The answer may surprise you. Confidence is built not in moments of ease, but in the deliberate confrontation of challenge. When you step into uncertainty, you are exercising the most powerful muscle you possess, your will. I have found that those who achieve meaningful outcomes are rarely those who avoid risk. They are those who act with purpose despite fear, who measure each decision against their values, and who trust themselves to navigate the consequences. You too have the capacity to cultivate this same self-trust. Each time you act decisively, even when the path is unclear, you reinforce your belief in your ability to handle whatever comes next. In this way, bold decisions are not about eliminating fear, but about affirming your willingness to move forward in spite of it. Let me remind you that the opportunity often lies on the other side of fear. The world does not always reward caution, and waiting for certainty can mean watching possibilities pass by. I have learned that some of the most important accomplishments in life emerge from acts of courage, from choosing to engage, to try, and to commit, even when success is not guaranteed. By trusting yourself, by acknowledging fear but refusing to be paralyzed by it, you open the door to experiences, growth, and achievements that would otherwise remain out of reach. Each bold decision strengthens your capacity for future action, deepens your resilience, and affirms the indomitable will within you. Finally, recognize that decisiveness and confidence are habits, cultivated through repeated choice and reflection. Begin with small acts of courage, conversations you have avoided, tasks you have postponed, projects you have hesitated to start. Each action, no matter how minor, is a training ground for the larger challenges ahead. Over time, this pattern of deliberate action, self-trust, and courageous engagement becomes second nature, a defining characteristic of your character and your path. The life you seek, the opportunities, the growth, the fulfillment, requires that you step forward, make bold choices, and trust in your ability to navigate the unknown. Do not let fear or doubt dictate your future. Allow your will, your judgment, and your courage to lead you into the life you are capable of creating. It is one thing to act in a single moment of courage, and another to maintain that determination across the unfolding seasons of your life. I have learned that lasting strength is cultivated not in isolated acts, but in the steady commitment to persevere, to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear, and to maintain belief in your purpose when external validation is absent. Life will test you repeatedly, often with challenges that feel unfair or insurmountable, and yet it is in the sustained effort, in the quiet resolve that persists day after day, that true mastery of will is revealed. Ask yourself now, how will you maintain courage when the immediate reward is invisible? How will you continue to act when uncertainty lingers and the outcomes remain unknown? The answer lies in cultivating a vision that anchors you, a purpose that guides you, and a mindset that values progress over perfection. Momentum is built through consistency. Each choice to act despite fear, each step taken toward a meaningful goal, compounds into an unshakable force that propels you forward. I have witnessed how repeated, deliberate effort in the face of adversity not only strengthens character, but also opens doors that were once invisible, revealing possibilities that would never have emerged through hesitation alone. You too can develop this momentum by committing to intentional action, by honoring your own will, and by refusing to let doubt or fear dictate your course. Small steps taken consistently are far more powerful than sporadic bursts of courage, for they create a rhythm of resilience that prepares you to meet challenges with steadiness and clarity. Equally important is maintaining perspective. Life's tests are rarely permanent judgments of your ability. They are temporary trials designed to shape your discernment, patience, and perseverance. When setbacks occur, remind yourself that each challenge carries a lesson, and each experience strengthens your capacity to act with wisdom and composure. I have faced circumstances that seemed impossible to overcome, yet by focusing on what I could control, by acting deliberately, and by trusting in the strength cultivated through previous efforts, I discovered that resilience is not merely surviving, it is thriving in spite of uncertainty. You too possess this capability. By sustaining effort, cultivating reflection, and trusting your judgment, you transform life's unpredictability from a source of fear into a source of empowerment. Finally, remember that long-term resilience is inseparable from hope and purpose. The life you wish to create, the opportunities you seek, the growth you desire, the fulfillment you imagine, requires that you keep moving forward even when the results are not immediately visible. Each deliberate act of courage, each decision to engage rather than retreat, reinforces the foundation of your inner strength. You are capable of more than you realize, and the momentum you cultivate today will carry you through uncertainty tomorrow. Trust yourself, act with intention, and embrace the challenges along the way as instruments for growth. The indomitable will that resides within you, when exercised consistently, becomes a force that shapes not only your choices, but the very life you lead. As we reach the close of this reflection, I want you to take a deep look at your own journey. Life is a series of moments, some filled with clarity and success, others shadowed by doubt, fear, or hesitation. Yet it is not the absence of fear or failure that defines a person, but the courage to act despite them. The chances you take, the opportunities you seize, and the choices you make when uncertainty looms are what shape your destiny. Remember this: the life you desire, the fulfillment, the growth, the meaningful achievements will not arrive by waiting for perfect circumstances. It is built through deliberate, courageous action, through stepping forward even when fear whispers that you cannot succeed. You are stronger than your hesitation, wiser than your doubt, and more capable than the challenges that surround you. I urge you now to reflect on the opportunities you may have postponed, the moments when fear held you back, and the dreams you set aside because the outcome was uncertain. Each is a reminder that the only true failure is inaction. By choosing to engage, to try, and to move forward with intention, you honor your potential, reinforce your confidence, and cultivate a resilience that will carry you far beyond any immediate challenge. Life rewards those who are willing to act, not those who linger in indecision. The path to mastery, fulfillment, and inner strength is forged through the repeated act of choosing courage over comfort, action over hesitation, and perseverance over surrender. And so, if this message resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe and engage, not as a mere formality, but as a conscious choice to align yourself with growth and deliberate action. Each like, each comment, and each step of engagement is a reinforcement of your commitment to seizing life's opportunities, to trusting your own judgment, and to stepping boldly into your potential. Do not let fear or doubt dictate your life. Let your will, your courage, and your actions shape it instead. Remember always, it is not the failures you encounter that define you, but the chances you take, the risks you embrace, and the indomitable spirit you cultivate along the way. Your life is waiting. Claim it with resolve, act with courage, and know that the power to achieve, to grow, and to thrive has always been within you.